Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Desawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
Good evening to you. I am Noble Crosby-Ann, and these are the headlines of the bulletin tonight.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank, Nero Prime Water.
In the bulletin tonight, Speaker of Parliament Alban Gbagwin tasked Health Committee to make further inquiries into death of a hit-and-run victim. Refused emergency medical attention by 3 hospitals due to unavailability of beds.
Also coming up tonight, baby stolen from Mamprobi Hospital and found returns home after receiving treatment at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
As President Mahama prepares to deliver the second State of the Nation address on Friday, governance expert Professor Bafo Ajimendua is calling for realistic expectations for government initiatives moving forward.
Later in business, the Chief Executive Officer of Dalex Finance calls on government to prioritize implementation of the 24-hour economy over 8 launch to ensure its success.
In international news tonight, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa thanks Russian president for helping secure return of 17 South Africans allegedly tricked into joining the Russia-Ukraine war. Thank you so much for making time with us tonight. There's also more news on our website, 3news.com. We're live too on all our social media platforms at TV3 Ghana. We can get interactive there. Let's settle for the details.
We begin from Parliament, where the Speaker, Alban Gbagwin, has tasked the Health Committee to make further inquiries into the death of the hit-and-run victim who was refused emergency medical attention by 3 hospitals due to unavailability of beds. He says needless deaths of citizens must not be entertained, directing severe sanctions against persons involved. The MPs delivered passionate remarks after the minority leader raised this issue, asking the police to track and apprehend the driver who caused the tragedy.
We must not lose sight of the fact that this tragic chain of events was set in motion by a cowardly act. A hit-and-run driver struck down Charles Emisa and fled the scene, leaving him for dead. I therefore call upon the Ghana Police Service to deploy every resource, every investigative technique, and every intelligence capable at their disposal to track down and apprehend this individual. I call on the Health Committee to be immediately empowered to summon the Chief Executive Officers and heads of emergency units of the 3 hospitals involved.
Speaker, when we got there, my younger brother went in and drew their attention. They just told him, send him to another place. Speaker, it took my wife to tell them that the man lying in there is an MP. Then the rush in came. So the kernel of this issue sometimes is the discrimination by these professionals. We have overly concentrated our health facilities in Accra.
The most disappointing part is that no bed could simply mean that the staff are not willing to work. A shift is about to end and someone is not willing to admit a new patient and do all the documentation, so turn the patient away. No bed could mean that the doctor is afraid to work or is tired and feels that if he touch that patient and the patient pass away, duty of care is established legally because he has touched the patient. So see no evil. May I stand on this to appeal to my colleague health workers. Look at that next patient, that it could be you, it could be your father, it could be your mother. It doesn't have to be another doctor calling you before you create a bed. Our ambulance service, by their acts and by their function, may also need to be reviewed. Currently, they do scoop and run. What it means is, at an accident scene, they can pick you up, but they can't even set a simple IV line.
I will direct our committee
on Health to take all the reports that will come from the ministry, the Kolobu Hospital, or wherever, and go deeply into it. We have to take control. We need to inquire further into the matter, and we need to hold people accountable. This is one of the needless deaths we have experienced in this country. At the end of the day, I will urge the House for us to legislate on the matter. We need to pass an emergency care law. Emergency care law on this matter.
And let's get further analysis of this with Noble Cosby Annan. How dire is the
well,
situation?
Portia, it's not just another syndrome. It's very disturbing. Let's look at this. So the latest death linked to the no bed syndrome is not just another news item, okay? It's proof that Ghana today, you can arrive at a hospital in an emergency and still not get help in time because there's no space. That's what the conversation is about tonight. It's not politics. It's not about blame. It's simply about space. Look at this, that the World Health Organization, it says that countries should have at least 5 hospital beds for every 1,000 people. It's a minimum standard, the bare level considered safe for basic health coverage. And globally, the average is about 2 to 3 beds per 1,000 people. And many developed countries, of course, they go far beyond that. Now, let's bring it home. In Ghana, we have about 1 bed for every 1,000 people. That means that we are operating at about 1/5 of the bare minimum recommendation. Emphasis on minimum. We're operating at only 20% of the bare minimum itself. Let's make it real for you. Imagine a community of 1,000 people, okay? If 2 or 3 serious emergencies happen at the same time, a road crash, maybe a complicated delivery, there's effectively only 1 hospital bed available to respond to you. So the question becomes, who gets the bed? Who waits for another turn? Who is referred elsewhere? That is the pressure that our health system is living with. That is the pressure that our system lives every single day. And this is why the no bed syndrome is not just an exaggeration. At any given time, let's look at this too. At any given time, about 6 out of 10 hospital beds are already occupied. That leaves only 4 out of 10 available beds for new patients. Now think about this. Emergencies do not come one by one. They can come in clusters. A road accident again, a complicated childbirth, a child with severe malaria, all within the same hour. If those 4 beds are quickly taken, the next patient has nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere to go. This is the standard we're looking at. This is the unfortunate situation that the country is faced with. Again, the bed shortage in Ghana is not just about the numbers. Sometimes it travels to where you live. It's also about where you live, where you find yourself. In some of the newer regions in the country, like the Savannah, the OT, and the Northeast regions, the number of beds per population is among the lowest in the country, among the lowest of the 20% of the bare minimum. What does that mean in simple terms? This is what it means. It means that if you live in one of the new regions, okay, and you have a serious emergency, the nearest available bed may not even be in your region. The nearest available bed may not even be in your region. You may have to travel for hours. And then in an emergency, hours can be the difference between life and death. If we want us to talk about the cities, let's talk about the cities. As you can see on the screens right now, you might think that the Greater Accra region is better because it has the big hospitals. But Accra also carries the heaviest population and the most referrals from other regions. So even though the hospitals are bigger in Accra, the bed capacity may be bigger in Accra than in the rural area, the pressure is heavier. Rural regions struggle because they do not have enough beds at all. That's the struggle of the rural areas. But the urban regions, they struggle because too many people depend on the same few hospitals. They depend on the same few beds. This challenge is deep. And a few talks, a few debates, it will definitely not solve it. At best, it's just, if you like, a plaster over a gaping wound. But of course, we're keeping our fingers crossed. We can't lose hope. We're hoping that eventually, or as soon as possible, some concrete action can be taken to solve this systematic challenge that goes beyond just the availability of a physical bed or a stretcher for a patient to lie on. It goes way beyond it. Hopefully that authorities pay attention to this, and the death of this young man will become the opening to the solving of this crucial problem we've been experiencing in the country over the past couple of years. Portia.
Thank you so much, Crosby. And like the Speaker did say, hopefully an emergency care law will be in the offing.
We're crossing our fingers. We hope for the best.
Let's continue with the rest of our stories. And the newborn baby who was stolen from Mamprobi Hospital and later found safe has been treated and discharged from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital's Children's Unit after doctors diagnosed him with infections. For the family, it is relief mixed with lingering pain. The baby's mother says she remains traumatized despite receiving psychological support arranged by government. Joseph Armstrong Gold Alodbe has the rest of the story.
A mother's voice, gently, trembling but grateful. A mother whose newborn was snatched 2 days after birth at the Mamprobi Polyclinic. A moment that turned joy into terror.
It's very hard for me, but I give all the thanks to God.
Though her baby is back in her arms, she says the memories still haunt her.
I am so confused. I never thought my baby could be stolen.
I say,
Through the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, she is now receiving psychological care to help her cope with the trauma. She says if it were entirely her decision, she would name the baby Ababiu, meaning he left and has returned. But the final decision, she adds, rests with the husband.
A miracle baby, mom.
Initially, I wanted to give her another name, but after this whole incident, I've decided to name her Ababiu.
The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Na Mumu Lati, visited the mother and child, assuring them of government's full support. She revealed that all medical expenses have been fully covered.
Today, he's going to be discharged. He's been nursed back to health, and mother is also doing well. She's also received some psychological support as was promised, and so I'm sure any moment from now they'll be going to the house. And you also heard the directive from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama that we pick up the bill, and so by the grace of God we've picked up the bill and everything is settled.
The minister later visited the suspect, who remains in police custody as investigations continue. She also appealed to the public to remain calm and maintain confidence in the healthcare system, emphasizing that steps are being taken to strengthen security across health facilities nationwide. For this mother, healing will take time, but tonight, her baby is home, and the lullaby that once carried fear now carries hope. Joseph Armstrong, Good Allegbe TV3, Kolebu, Accra.
Some very fresh scenes there. Now, February 24, 2026, marks 60 years since Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown in Ghana's first military coup. Coincidentally, this milestone comes as Kotoka International Airport has been reverted to the Accra International Airport, reigniting debate about history and national identity. This is a report by Engonam Haliga.
On February 24, 1966, while on a trip to Hanoi, Vietnam, Ghana's first president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown in a coup d'etat, the first in the country's history, which brought the rule of the Convention People's Party to an abrupt end. The coup leaders justify their actions with allegations of widespread corruption, deepening economic hardship, and what they describe as the suppression of free speech and political opposition under Nkrumah's government.
Because of the tyranny and the despotism of Kwame Nkrumah, the deposed president, everybody in Ghana was fed up with it.
Across the African continent and beyond, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is regarded as a leading voice of Pan-Africanism, symbol of anti-colonial struggle, and one of the most influential Africans of the last millennium. In Ghana, however, debate over the significance of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and the coup is split along political lines. That debate was reintroduced under the front burners with the announcement change in the name of the biggest gateway into the country, the Kotoka International Airport. The name Kotoka, originally in honor of one of the leaders of the 1966 coup, has now been reverted to Accra International Airport.
We in the Convention People's Party feel vindicated. We're not sad like we used to be. Even though we cannot say we are in a joyful mood, but we are at least very happy with the decision to rename the airport to Accra International Airport instead of naming Accra a traitor, a tyranny like Kotoka, because you took guns and then, ammunition and overthrew the legitimate government of the people in 1966.
Among ordinary Ghanaians, the significance of the coup and the renaming of the airports suggests an ability of the country to fall together in unity.
It's perfect. I think it's okay. It's not anybody's name. It's Accra.
Kwame Nkrumah is the first president of Ghana who got independence for us. So his name's supposed to be there before they put Kotoka over there. And the Kotoka is the one who assassinated Kwame Nkrumah. So as they remove the name over there, it's independence for Republic of Ghana.
As the nation reflects on 6 decades since the 1966 coup, the conversation is no longer only about what happened. It's also about memory, symbolism, and how Ghana chooses to define itself for generations to come. For many, the event 60 years ago remains a dark cloud hanging over the country. Dark clouds which signify retrogression from the path of development charted by the nation's founder. Enyonam Haliga, TV3 News, Accra.
In more news tonight, the promise was to reset Ghana through responsible governance, measures to recover loot and stolen assets, and restore faith in leadership by strengthening institutions to uphold accountability and transparency. As the president presents his second State of the Nation address to Parliament on Friday, Evelyn Tinma has been finding out how the government has fared since the promises were made.
I'm sad to report that the state of our nation is not good. Our economy is in crisis and our people are suffering unprecedented hardships.
That is President Mahama on Thursday, February 27, 2025, during his first State of the Nation address since his re-election. In that address, the president detailed the legacy of the previous administration and the government's roadmap to renew investor confidence for accelerated growth. Having been in the helm of affairs for a year, he is expected to deliver his second message of the State of the Nation this Friday, February 27, to Parliament in accordance with Article 67 of the Constitution. From governance to security, the economy, energy, infrastructure development, health, education and youth matters, how has the president and his government fared in the last 1 year after his message to the people? Governance expert Professor Bafo Ajmendua said most of the promises made in the last sessional address have been tackled.
The president's first year was very good for the country. First of all, the ability of the government to stabilize our city. In fact, today as we speak, interest rates have fallen, which is going to make it easier for businesses to borrow. The president also, in the course of the year, introduced so many programs to fulfill his agenda for resetting.
He
He, however, wants politicians to be realistic with some long-term promises that they make without indicating to the populace that it could take time to complete. In terms of governance, Professor Bafo Ajumandua said the management of the economy has been good.
Stabilization of the city, falling interest rates, falling inflation rates and all has been good, even though, again, I'm acutely aware of critics who are questioning whether these gains are sustainable. Of course, we have been lucky to have high prices for gold, and we have been very unlucky to have cocoa prices falling, creating a major crisis for the cocoa industry. So it tells you that governments must always be aware of the vulnerabilities of our economy as a developing country. We should begin as a people to find ways to reduce our dependency on the global economy.
He wants the president on Friday to give update rather than make new promises.
President Mahama is doing very well, but again, even if his initiatives are good, we cannot predict what comes after he leaves office. And that is something that as a nation, we should give serious thought to and find a way to unify our process for development.
Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Accra.
As Professor Kwesi says, the state failed by not providing the needed intelligence information for the safety of Ghanaian tomato sellers, some of whom were killed in Burkina Faso. Speaking to Evelyn Tinkma, he says even though Ghana has made diplomatic strides, including renewed engagement with Sahelian leaders and improved border cooperations, critical questions, however, must be asked about intelligence, travel advisories, and the state's responsibility to protect its citizens.
The loss of lives by the tomato traders is terribly unfortunate, but we need to raise some very difficult questions. The state failed in different ways. If you see where Titawa is, this town is, it is almost 500-600 kilometers north of Ouagadougou. Until recently, the Burkina government had only about 50% control of their territory. So to be able to go that far north near the border with Mali, that is terrorist headquarters. How could they get there? How did they negotiate with the terrorists to be given safe passage? What did they negotiate with? Did the national intelligence and the customs officials get suspicious when the trucks were moving and probably they were carrying some dry goods? Those are the debates that we need to be having, so that as a country, first, we are alerted to whatever intelligence people can share with those who matter. But more importantly also, to caution and to protect our own citizens as they travel to very dangerous areas. And I've been very specific about the way that probably we didn't issue a travel advisory prior to this incident. A travel advisory would have reinforced the stories that we know. The loss of those lives, I would argue, should let us ask some questions. Instead of just sweeping this under the carpet that, well, they are dead, we brought those who are hurt home. I think there are lessons that we can learn. And one of the first lessons is that when you travel, speak to the local Ghana embassy officials. Let them know you are in town. Listen to the advice that they give you. And no one should ever think and negotiate with warlords, with extremists, with terrorists.
The Ghana Meteorological Agency has released the 2026 major rainy season forecast for southern Ghana, warning of heavy rainfall during the period. The forecast is expected to guide farmers, businesses and local authorities in preparing for heavy rains and possible flooding.
The major rainy season begins in March across southern Ghana. Above normal rainfall is expected along the east coast and adjoining inland areas, including Accra, Tema, Cape Coast, South Pond, Asamankese, Akimoda, Koforidua, and Kade between April and June, raising the risk of flooding and flash floods. Dry spells may disrupt crops and strain water sources from March to April, potentially reducing reservoir inflows and triggering early season water stress. At the launch of Meteorological Awareness Month and the presentation of the 2026 seasonal forecast for Southern Ghana, Minister of Communication, Digitalization and Innovation, Sam Nate George, stressed the need for discipline to minimize risks and announced plans to transform the meteorological agency into an authority.
Weather hazards cannot be prevented, but their impact can be significantly reduced through early information, preparedness, and responsible action. And one of the key things that we're doing in this legislative review is to actually upgrade the mandate of the Ghana Meteorological Agency from being an agency to an authority to give them more policy power.
Director General of the Ghana Meteorological Agency, Dr. Eric Asuman, welcomed the move, saying it will strengthen enforcement and service delivery.
This authority status will help us a lot. Also, through the process of amendment, expand our revenue sources and give us more revenue to, get the things that we need to be able to deliver on the mandate, and authority to also enforce some of the regulations that will come with it.
The minister also directed the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority to settle debt owed to GMET.
Let me pass a message to Civil Aviation Authority. You owe GMET. You owe GMET. You have to pay. Don't force the ministry and the minister to do his jata things with you. Parliament has passed a law. You are in default of Parliament. Don't let me drag you before Mr. Speaker for contempt of Parliament. Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, do the needful.
Now, imagine waking up early in the morning and rushing to work just to go and sit under a tree to work for 10 hours due to lack of an office space. Well, that's the reality of staff of the Northeast Gonja District Assembly who practice a first-come, first-served schedule.
The Northeast Gonja District was carved out of the larger East Gonja District and inaugurated in 2019. Since its creation, the assembly operated from a structure constructed to serve as a town council with 4 offices. Apart from the district chief executive, the district coordinating director, the district finance officer, and the district planning officer who have offices to themselves, the other officers operated under a mango tree. An office complex started in 2020 has stalled since 2024.
So what you see behind me is a mango tree. But for the staff of the Northeast Gonja District Assembly, this is an office space. This is where most of the staff who come to work here sit for their daily schedules. And for them, it's been a worrying situation which affects productivity.
Sitting under the tree to do your daily routine is challenging for us. This brings to low productivity in the districts, and then you have to be assessed with other districts, which doesn't augur well. The staff are not happy. The welfare of staff is very, very important.
It's a big challenge in the sense that when we come here, we sit throughout the morning, from morning till evening. Even when you have something important to do, it's very difficult for you in the sense that even when your laptop needs some charging, you need to go around.
District Chief Executive for Northeast Gonja, Abdulmumin Ountoma, admits the situation has compelled the officers to run a shift system.
For now, my officers operate under the tree. Most of them, when they come, they don't have spaces to sit in the offices. They languish around the trees, the mango tree we can see here around us. And because of that, some of them don't even come. I understand I have made frantic efforts to keep all officers in the office.
He assured that the assembly is working to complete the stalled office complex.
It was only this last year, late last year, 2025, that we had an indication that we should use our legacy fund to see how to complete the office space for ourselves. And so we are putting in our.
The Accra High Court has sentenced a former footballer and accused in the Abesim murder trial, Richard Appiah, to life imprisonment. A 7-member jury returned a unanimous guilty verdict after the trial of the former footballer, who was found to have killed 2 children at Abesim in the Bono region and stored the remains in one of them in a refrigerator. The trial, which started in 2021, resulted in prosecution relying on the testimonies of 5 witnesses. The convict pleaded guilty with a defense of insanity. During the trial, his lawyers told the courts at the time of the killing that Richard Appiah was suffering from schizophrenia. Prosecution, however, rebutted the reasoning, citing that an insane person would not hide the bodies and attempt to destroy evidence. Richard was declared fit to stand trial after his psychiatric evaluation, though he was at one point deemed unfit. 2 minors, 12-year-old Louisa German Jr. and 15-year-old Stephen Sapon, were murdered in cold blood by the former footballer in August 2021.
You're watching News 360. We're back with more stories after this break. Please stay.
I love President Charcoal. Why?
When there are so many other charcoal toothpaste.
There's both charcoal and lemon.
Oh, does it?
Yes. Look right here.
Yes. Pepsodent Charcoal has 2 of nature's powerful whitening ingredients. With the power of activated charcoal and lemon essence, it removes stains and whitens teeth naturally.
Convinced?
Well, I am. Just look at your beautiful Pepsodent smiles. For naturally whiter teeth, Pepsodent Charcoal. Pepsodent.
Why are more and more professionals choosing Flamingate?
As an interior decorator, I aim for that beautiful, elegant look.
26 at 10 a.m. It's that time of the year when Media General transforms into Ghana's cultural hub, and this year we're taking it to another level. Our Ghana village is bigger and better. So much to experience, eat, drink, buy, do and learn every single day. And there's more. The Ghana Month Expedition offers 3 nights and 4 days of pure, unforgettable fun touring. The best part of the Eastern, Ashanti and Central regions from the 19th to the 22nd of March. And on the 28th March, all roads lead to the Legon City Mall for your favorite food event, the 3FM Gobe Festival. But that's not all. All throughout March, our screens and dials celebrate everything that makes us proud. Our shows, music, movies, festivals, history, traditions, and more. Welcome to a truly incomparable and totally immersive Ghana Month 2026. Ghana Month launches on all Media General platforms on Monday, 2nd March 2026 at 10 a.m. It's that time of the year when Media General transforms into Ghana's cultural hub, and this year we're taking it to another level. Our Ghana village is bigger and better. So much to experience, eat, drink, buy, do and learn every single day. And there's more. The Ghana Month Expedition offers 3 nights and 4 days of pure, unforgettable fun touring. The best part of the Eastern, Ashanti and Central regions from the 19th to the 22nd of March. And on the 28th March, all roads lead to the Legon City Mall for your favorite food event, the 3FM Gobe Festival. But that's not all. All throughout March, our screens and dials celebrate everything that makes us proud. Our shows, music, movies, festivals, history, traditions, and more. Welcome to a truly incomparable and totally immersive Ghana Month 2026. Ghana Month launches on all Media General platforms on Monday, 2nd March 2026 at 10 a.m. It's that time of the year when Media General transforms into Ghana's cultural hub, and this year we're taking it to another level. Our Ghana village is bigger and better. So much to experience, eat, drink, buy, do and learn every single day. And there's more. The Ghana Month Expedition offers 3 nights and 4 days of pure, unforgettable fun touring the best part of the Eastern, Ashanti and Central regions from the 19th to the 22nd of March. And on the 28th March, all roads lead to the Legon City Mall for your favorite food event, the 3FM Gobe Festival. But that's not all. All throughout March, our screens and dials celebrate everything that makes us proud. Our shows, music, movies, festivals, history, traditions, and more. Welcome to a truly incomparable and totally immersive Ghana Month 2026. Ghana Month launches on all Media General platforms on Monday, 2nd March 2026 at 10 a.m. It's that time of the year when Media General transforms into Ghana's cultural hub, and this year we're taking it to another level. Our Ghana village is bigger and better. So much to experience, eat, drink, buy, do and learn every single day. And there's more. The Ghana Month Expedition offers 3 nights and 4 days of pure, unforgettable fun touring the best part of the Eastern, Ashanti and Central regions from the 19th to the 22nd of March. And on the 28th March, all roads lead to the Legon City Mall for your favorite food event, the 3FM Gobe Festival. But that's not all. All throughout March, our screens and dials celebrate everything that makes us proud. Our shows, music, movies, festivals, history, traditions, and more. Welcome to a truly incomparable and totally immersive Ghana Month 2026. I'm made in Ghana.
Welcome to the business segment on News 360. Tonight, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, they're calling for an amicable nationwide extension of the government's ban on selected transit goods through land borders, warning that limiting enforcement to the Aplao border could undermine efforts to protect local industries and state revenue.
The Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAG, is calling for a nationwide shutdown of selected imports through all land borders.
I would recommend strongly to the government and for that matter the GRA to even just place an outright ban on the importation of these goods, the rice, sugar, spaghetti, tomatoes, cooking oil, through the land borders.
The association says the government's recent ban on transit goods at the Aplao border is commendable, but warns that limiting the directive to one entry point could encourage diversion and smuggling through other borders. FABAG is demanding a complete ban on the affected products through all land borders, whether for transit or domestic use, arguing that this will protect local industries, safeguard jobs, boost revenue, and curb unfair trade practices.
This is what I have been campaigning for years and then all that. I think that is a very decisive action, but they need to extend it beyond a flower border to a Lubo border, to Sankansi, and all other land borders in the country. Because just ban a flower border alone will not solve the problem. They could just easily also divert it to Sankansi, go to Kumasi, Lubo border, and then enter to Kumasi and then all that. So they should extend it.
The association also notes that Ghanaian manufacturers are already facing high operational costs and says porous borders threaten the survival of compliant businesses.
And now the Chief Executive Officer of Dalex Finance, Joe Jackson, says government must ensure the various building blocks for the 24-hour economy policy are firmly in place before the policy is rolled out. Speaking at a business summit by the Wisconsin International University College, he opined that the importance of the policy is its effective implementation.
It's important for all of us to remember this, that it's not about where we are today. It's about where we want to be tomorrow. So if you ask me to explain the 24-hour economy to your grandfather in the village, I would say the 24-hour economy is a bold attempt to change Ghana so that his grandchildren will prosper.
And now let's turn attention to how the currency is performing and how some commodities are also performing on the commodities market. And that's your business. There's more news after this. Don't go away.
It's that time of the year when Media General transforms into Ghana's cultural hub, and this year we're taking it to another level. Our Ghana village is bigger and better. So much to experience, eat, drink, buy, do and learn every single day. And there's more. The Ghana Month Expedition offers 3 nights and 4 days of pure, unforgettable fun touring. The best part of the Eastern, Ashanti and Central regions from the 19th to the 22nd of March. And on the 28th March, all roads lead to the Legon City Mall for your favorite food event, the 3FM Gobe Festival. But that's not all. All throughout March, our screens and dials celebrate everything that makes us proud. Our shows, music, movies, festivals, history, traditions, and more. Welcome to a truly incomparable and totally immersive Ghana Month 2026. Ghana Month launches on all Media General platforms on Monday, 2nd March 2026 at 10 a.m. It's that time of the year when Media General transforms into Ghana's cultural hub, and this year we're taking it to another level. Our Ghana village is bigger and better. So much to experience, eat, drink, buy, do and learn every single day. And there's more. The Ghana Month Expedition offers 3 nights and 4 days of pure, unforgettable fun touring. The best part of the Eastern, Ashanti and Central regions from the 19th to the 22nd of March. And on the 28th March, all roads lead to the Legon City Mall for your favorite food event, the 3FM Gobe Festival. But that's not all. All throughout March, our screens and dials celebrate everything that makes us proud. Our shows, music, movies, festivals, history, traditions, and more. Welcome to a truly incomparable and totally immersive Ghana Month 2026. Ghana Month launches on all Media General platforms on Monday, 2nd March 2026 at 10 a.m. It's that time of the year when Media General transforms into Ghana's cultural hub, and this year we're taking it to another level. Our Ghana village is bigger, better. So much to experience, eat, drink, buy, do and learn every single day. And there's more. The Ghana Month Expedition offers 3 nights and 4 days of pure, unforgettable fun touring. The best part of the Eastern, Ashanti and Central regions from the 19th to the 22nd of March. And on the 28th March, all roads lead to the Legon City Mall for your favorite food event, the 3FM Gobe Festival. But that's not all. All throughout March, March, our screen and dials celebrate everything that makes us proud. Our shows, music, movies, festivals, history, traditions, and more. Welcome to a truly incomparable and totally immersive Ghana Month 2026. Ghana Month launches on all media general platforms on Monday, 2nd March 2026 at 10 a.m. It's that time of the year when Media General transforms into Ghana's cultural hub, and this year we're taking it to another level. Our Ghana village is bigger and better. So much to experience, eat, drink, buy, do and learn every single day. And there's more. The Ghana Month Expedition offers 3 nights and 4 days of pure, unforgettable fun touring. The best part of the Eastern, Ashanti and Central regions from the 19th to the 22nd of March. And on the 28th March, all roads lead to the Legon City Mall for your favorite food event, the 3FM Gobe Festival. But that's not all. All throughout March, our screens and dials celebrate everything that makes us proud. Our shows, music, movies, festivals, history, traditions, and more. Welcome to a truly incomparable and totally immersive Ghana Month 2026. Ghana Month launches on all media general platforms on Monday, 2nd March 2026 at 10 a.m. It's that time of the year when Media General transforms into Ghana's cultural hub, and this year we're taking it to...
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the sports segment here on News360 with me, Oreku Ampofo. Less than 3 weeks after resigning from Asante Kotoko, Karim Zito has been appointed as the technical director of Ashanti Gold 04. There's more details in the following 3 sports reports.
Abdul Karim Zito is spearheading a new project in Obuase. The former Dreams FC coach has officially joined the fast-rising Ashanti Gold 04 side, a club steadily restoring pride and belief to a football-loving community still reeling from the indefinite suspension of their traditional powerhouse Ashanti Gold Sporting Club. Ashanti Gold SC was sanctioned by the Ghana Football Association following the involvement of former club president Kweku Frimpong and former CEO Emmanuel Frimpong in a match-fixing scandal during the 2020-21 season, a decision that left a historic club in limbo and a passionate fan base searching for hope. From the ashes, Ashanti Gold 04, formerly known as Bekwai Heroes, until mid-2025, have emerged as a symbol of renewal. Currently sitting top of the Division 1 League Zone 2 table with 40 points, the Obuasi Bay side have taken the second tier by storm and are firmly on course for a return to the Ghana Premier League. Zito's appointment is seen as both a statement of intent and a strategic move to consolidate their promotion charge.
Well, Karim Zito is not a new person to me. We have worked 3 years ago together at Dreams FC. He's more of a father figure to me. We are still in the lead. We are leading them by 3 points, and we don't need to drop our guards.
Beyond promotion ambitions, the club's hierarchy envisions something bigger: a long-term football renaissance in Obuase, with Zito potentially becoming the face of a new era.
For now, what I can confirm is that we have signed him for the remainder of the season. We are looking forward to get the qualification to the Premier League. And his task now is to get us the qualification, that is to win the league in Zone 2, Division 1. And when that is done, then we can sit and do something better ahead of the Premier League season. I can't confirm that there will be an extension of the deal, but I can also say that, judging from the work that he will do for the remainder of the season, I'm sure it may earn him the opportunity to continue with us.
For a town yearning to hear the roar of top-flight football once more, this is more than an appointment. For Zito, it is another chance to bring his experience and pedigree to bear.
We'll be following the journey of Ashanti Gold 04. But let's move on now to the Champions League, where ahead of Karabak's second leg tie against Newcastle in the playoff, Ghana's Emmanuel Adai says that he believes his side can stage a remarkable comeback. Karabakh lost the first leg by 6-1 and are set to take on the Magpies at 8 p.m. in the return leg.
Says that there is nothing impossible, in football. Football is just a game. Everything can happen. So I won't say that it is the end, but we all know as football how it goes. We never know till the game is over. So I think we will try our best as possible to come back on score. And if everything goes well, then it happened, But it was really, 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 we can see that it's another level, another different level against Newcastle and Liverpool as both England teams. So we will see what happened in the return game.
Before we go, Paris Saint-Germain defender Achraf Hakimi says that he is set to face trial after an allegation of rape was made against him. A woman has accused the Morocco captain of raping her at his home in the French capital in 2023 when she was aged 24. He denies the allegation. The public prosecutor's office in Nanterre, a western suburb of Paris, began a preliminary investigation in March 2023. No date has been set for the trial. Hakimi has released a statement on social media earlier on Tuesday. Now, this is what Hakimi says. The rape accusation is enough to justify a trial. Even though I contest it and everything proves that it is false, it is as unfair to the innocent as it is to the sincere victims. I await this trial calmly, which will allow the truth to come out publicly. His lawyer has also been speaking, and she says that a trial is ordered based on an accusation relying solely on the word of a woman who obstructed all investigations, refused all medical exams and DNA tests, refused exploitation of her mobile phone, and refused to name a key witness. A woman whose 2 successive psychological evaluations revealed a lack of lucidity on the facts she claims to denounce, plus the absence of any post-traumatic symptoms. And so we'll continue to update you on this developing story concerning Morocco's Achraf Hakimi. But that's how we wrap up the sports segment here on News360. My name is Ore Kwampofo, and entertainment news is up next.
down into pieces. What you figure this be? Follow me talkie or give me this. Fuck I never listen.
Since expanding into Africa in February 2021, Spotify has recorded significant growth in Ghana, generating more than 3.7 million streams over 5 years. The milestone highlights Ghana's rising influence in the global music space and the strong demand for both local and international music. Black Sherif emerged as Ghana's most streamed artist during the period, reflecting his broad appeal and strong connection with listeners. Among the most streamed songs in Ghana were Woto Woto Season by Odumodu Black, featuring Black Sherif, Ashake's Lonely at the top, and Black Sherif's hits Oil in My Head, Sacrifice, and Konongo Zongo. The data reflects a vibrant blend of Ghanaian talent and cross-African collaborations that continue to resonate strongly with audiences both locally and globally.
Chocolate girl from Guyana, you know me for the soul, let me your man kasa.
Ghana's presence on the global reggae and world music stage continues to grow, with several creatives earning nominations at the 43rd International Reggae and World Music Awards themed Jamaica Rise.
Well, today is a new day. Give thanks a lot. All praises to the Lord, me see if I'm sanctified.
Vibes Cartel leads with 11 nominations, followed by Sean Paul with 8, while reggae legend Burning Spear will receive the Lifetime and Master of World Music honor.
So they want time to change my identity. Musically.
Ghana Smoley secured 4 nominations, including Best Crossover Entertainer and Best Music Video for Shake It to the Max, featuring Sensia and Skillibeng. Black Sherif also earned the nod, while Shatta Wale picked up multiple nominations, including Concert of the Year and Best African Dancehall Entertainer. The award will be held at the Lauderhill Performing Arts Centre, marking a significant moment for Ghana's music industry on a global stage. That's all for entertainment. I'm Esiedu Afi.
Thank you so much. It's now time for international news.
South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has thanked his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin for helping to secure the return of 17 South Africans allegedly tricked into joining the Russia-Ukraine war. Last November, the South African government said it had received distress calls from the group of men who had joined mercenary forces in this conflict. The men believed they were going to Russia for bodyguard training, but instead ended up on the front line of the war in Ukraine. Ramaphosa's office confirmed that 4 of them had returned last Friday. 11 others would be on their way home soon, and another 2 at a later stage. A spokesperson for the Rwandan-backed M23 rebels fighting in eastern Congo has been killed in a drone strike, escalating tensions over the region's conflict after peace negotiations stalled. Willie Ngoma, a senior officer who was deeply involved in M23's operations in eastern Congo, was said to have been killed in a pre-dawn drone strike near the North Kivu province's mining town of Rubaya. The decades-long conflict escalated in January last year after the rebels made an unprecedented advance into the key cities of Goma and Bukavu, further expanding their control of several cities and towns in the hard-hit region.
I would like to thank you so much for spending the last hour with us. There's always more news on our website, 3news.com. I'm Noble Crosby.
And I am Portia Gabo. Do join us again at 9 p.m. for Agenda. And at 10 p.m., there's Ghana Tonight with Alfred Okansi. Good evening.